welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be going through the top 13 books that adults lie about reading. So I saw Alex's Fiction Addiction do this a few weeks ago and I thought I'm definitely going to give this a go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these books and tell you honestly whether I have read them or whether I haven't. So let's just get straight on into it. So number 13 on the list is The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, I think it is. So this is one of the books that I have not read. I don't know what it's about. I do see it quite often when I go to Waterstones or Oxfam. There's always a copy there. But no, I haven't read it and I'm not really interested in reading it either because I don't know what on earth it's about. Number 12 is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. So as you can probably guess, I have read this and I loved this. Basically, this follows Nick and Amy, a young couple, and Amy goes missing and is presumed dead, and it follows from there. I loved it. I understand why people might lie about it just because the film was quite a big thing and the book itself was quite a big thing as well. So yeah, I do understand why people probably lied about it because it is really, really awesome. Number 11 on the list is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey, I think it is. Again, I have not read this book. I'm not interested in this book. I have no idea what this book is about. So yeah, not going to read it. Number 10 is The Godfather by Mario Puzo, I think that is. I think everyone's heard about The Godfather, the films. I never knew it was based on a book. So this is the first thing I'm hearing about this book, but I'm not going to read it. I believe it's about gangsters and I'm not really into that whole kind of Italian mob thing. So no, I'm not going to be reading that. Number 9 is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. Again, like The Godfather, I think everyone's heard about the films. I haven't watched the films because they're not really my type of thing. And because of that, I'm not going to read the books either. And they do look like they're quite big books, so I'm going to stay away from those. Number 8 is Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding. I've seen a few of the films. I think I've seen the first one. The first one's quite good, but I'm not going to read the books. I'm not into romantic comedy, contemporary novels, so no, I'm not going to read those. Number 7 on the list is The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. This is one that I have only read this year and I loved it, but if people would have asked me if I had read it, I wouldn't have lied and said yeah I have. I would have told the truth and said no I haven't, but it is one that I really do want to read. I know The Wizard of Oz, the film, is a classic, so that's probably why people may have lied about the book. But the thing is, if you're into your musicals, then you're probably more interested in the film than the book. I just wanted to read the book to see what it was like and to say that yes I have read it, but I ended up loving it and I think this might be my favourite classic along with Dracula. Number 6 on the list is Trainspotting by Irvine Welsh, I think that is. So Trainspotting, I think everyone has heard about the movie. It is something that I only really got into recently, what with the second one coming out, because there's a second film. I haven't seen the films yet, but I do want to. I think I might see the films and then read the books, because I think I might be interested in going through the books with the films. So yeah, that's one that might go on my TBR, or it might not. Number 5 on the list is The Hunger Games by Susan Collins. This is the series, so it's got The Hunger Games, Catching Fire and Mockingjay. So I do kind of believe why people would lie about reading this, just because the films were really, really huge, they were big, and I suppose people thought they'd have to lie about reading the books. But the books are really good. The films did such a good job, so I would say either watch the films or read the books if you want to do both. But this basically follows Katniss Everdeen, who lives in kind of like a dystopian America, we think it is. And basically you've got the capital and then you've got 13 districts, and every year a girl and a boy from those districts go into this kind of like arena and they have to fight to their death. And then in the future book it comes to like a kind of rebellion from these districts, rebellion against the capital. It is really good and I do recommend you read it. Number 4 is The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. So I've watched the film. I didn't really like them. Well, I've only watched the first film and I thought it started getting a bit too complicated, too much about Jesus. That's all I remember because it was quite a while ago. So I don't think I'm going to be really into the book, so I'm just going to pass on that. 3 is The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. I have seen the films, they are amazing, I love them, and I do really, really want to read the books. I do have a collection of the novels on my book depository wish list that I keep wanting people to buy me for my birthday or Christmas. just because I do really want to read them, but I wouldn't lie about reading them. Like The Wizard of Oz, I would just say I haven't read them, but I do really want to. 2 is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I have read these and I love them. I don't have the set with me because I actually threw it away. It's one of those biggest regrets, so I'm having to rebuy them again. I do have The Hobbit, but that's not included on this for some reason. It's just Lord of the Rings. What I would say with Lord of the Rings is that maybe The Fellowship of the Ring is the best book out of them all. But again, the films do such a good job. If you don't want to read the book, don't bother, because if you don't like reading, the films do such a good job telling the story from the books, so you don't have to do both of them. But if you are into reading, I would recommend it. I thought maybe Lord of the Rings might have been the top one, but it's not. The book that most adults lie about reading is James Bond by Ian Fleming, and that shocked me. I mean, I know James Bond, especially in England, James Bond is like really, really big, but I wouldn't say lying about the books. That shocked me. I mean, I haven't read the books, I'm not really interested. I'd rather just watch the films. I mean, even with the films, I'm not a huge fan. I've only really watched Skyfall and Sceptre. Is it Sceptre? Skepta? I don't know. Yeah, I don't see why you would lie about that, and that really shocked me. Anyway, that's it. That's the top 13 books that adults lie about reading the most. What do you think of that? Did the top one shock you the most? I mean, I'm surprised Harry Potter wasn't on there, 'cause I bet lots of adults lie about reading them, but then again, lots of adults probably have read them to their children. So yeah, just comment down below what you thought, whether you've read these, whether you will, whether you have actually lied about reading a book as well, because that will be really interesting to see. That's it for this video. I will see you later with a new video, and as normal, you will have all my details down below. So I'll see you later with a new video. Bye!